making a piece of fabric to start my next doll. I just sewed these two pieces together first, and then I'm adding scraps on top of that, and I'm just stitching them together with a zigzag stitch along the raw edge. I don't want any pieces too big. If I make them too big, then they won't. Well, I just don't want them too big. I want them just different. So I'm going to now put this piece right here. So I stitched it here and here, and then I leave that until I find another piece. This piece, I like that piece, so I want to put this piece in here. So maybe I'll put that right here. But I like this piece because it's rounded. So I'm going to tuck this new piece underneath that rounded piece. I don't like all straight edges. I like my edges to be a little bit different here and there. So I'm going to stitch this piece right along there, right there. So there, I did that piece on there. So it kind of rounded right there because of that dark one. And I think I'll go over here. And take this piece and lay it under this. So then I'm going to sew here, and then up here, and then down here, and here. And so all those pieces right there. So it's very scrappy. Doesn't look like there's any like patchwork or anything. It's sort of crazy quilty, but sort of not. So there, I just stitched that one along like that triangle shape on there. And then I get another little piece. That's the same as that one, but if it's far away, long ago and far away, then it really doesn't matter. So I just try to find a place to put it that it won't be really touching. So I think I'll put it right here, tuck it underneath this one, and I'll stitch along here, here, and then here for that one. Okay, so that I sewed along here. I just sew the finished pieces. I don't sew the edge yet because there's going to be something either over or under the edge. And so then I'll sew that whatever turns out to be the edge. So I'll dig in my bag here. Got my bag of scraps. This is a big piece. I don't know if I want to use that whole piece in here. It's pretty big, and I don't really like to use big, real big, but I might go ahead and do that right here since I am at the edge of the fabric. Now this is kind of a weird video so far. I'm just pinning that. I tucked it under those two edges, the edges of this one and the edge here, and I'm going to stitch along those two edges. Okay, got that one stitched. See what I do then under here is let me see if I have my rotary cutter handy here. Oh, there it is. See? And I can just cut that off like this, that edge off. And see what this looks like. Now see, this, if you're going to do something like this to make a scrappy panel, you can actually use this panel for anything. Like you might use it for a, you can make it a journal cover out of this. You could fold it up like this. Of course, after you get all your patches on there. And then over there, you can make like a little envelope, kind of a pocket, a little tote or something. And these little pieces like this that I cut off, putting them back inside my bag here. Putting them back inside because they can be used on something else. And then here I have this, I like this little piece right here. Sometimes I find a little piece like this that I like, and I might take that whole piece and just set it right there in that middle, just like that. And then that breaks up these three pieces that are kind of large, because now whenever I'm going to cut the pieces out for my next doll, I don't want, like if that turns out to be the body, then that would be not enough patchwork on there for me. So that's why now I'm going to take that little piece on there and just take it as the shape it is, and I'm going to go stitch that on there. There, now I stitched that piece on there, so then that breaks those three up. And I just left it at, and see, when you just stitch along, put the zigzag stitch, or the I guess you call it a zigzag stitch, you know, right along the raw edge. You really don't, you can't tell that it's a raw edge. And I like that. It gives it a little bit more character, actually. And so it's getting close to being covered up. Now I got a piece of that. I don't want to do another piece like that. Let's see. I'll just try to dig deep into my bag here and see what I pull out next. And here's some red. I got red, red, and red, but they're all different reds. So, and this one's got a shape, and so I think I want to use that. And I'm I'm just going to cut a piece, tear a piece off of there. So there, now I have that piece right here, and I think I'm going to put that right underneath like this. Let's see how that will go. Like that one. See, now I will be stitching over this piece that I already stitched on, but it's okay. I'm only going to stitch here, 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 and here right now. That's what's going to stitch on this piece. I'm really using the heck out of this pause button on here right now, just because I'm doing something a little bit different, and I know everybody doesn't want to see me continue to sew. Okay, so that piece is in there, and I like how that looks, really good. And so this, you really end up with a different sort of a quilting, not quilting, but piecing project as you going along. And so, and then I'll just continue to find, let's see, how about this? That's a pretty large piece there. What can I do with that? I'm gonna, and then I just don't really worry about how big, you know. I mean, I don't want real big, I want small. But let's see, what if I put this? That'll be too much. I'm going to cut that down a little bit smaller. We're going to put this one right under here. So then once I have that tucked under there, the only place I'll sew is here, here, and here. And this part will get sewn down until I either put something over or under that. Over or under. I just want to show, I've had a couple questions as to how I put my fabric together on these dolls, on these particular ones that I'm doing right now. And I do it this way because on the bottom then it's smooth, so when I go to stuff it, I don't have trouble. If I just put the pieces together, then sometimes I have trouble when I'm stuffing it. So I'm going to sew that now after I pause. So there, that piece is on. Now this does take a lot of thread because I'm using the zigzag stitch. It uses a lot of thread, but I don't use very expensive thread. I use just polyester stuff I can afford, and as you can see, there's a lot of stitching on there, but it's worth it in the end because I love how that looks. And so yeah, and so like I could take a piece and let's see, what do we have down here as I dig through my treasures. Let's see. I just like to pick odd shapes like this. Now see, I could take a whole straight piece and go along here, but I don't want that. I want it to be more, which sometimes it doesn't really show up in the end when I actually put something together. I'm going to put that right under here, and then I'll stitch around that curve. And so like in my, like here in this doll, you can see how Well, on this one here, I have, that's almost one whole piece there. And that one's rounded right there. And, oh, that's got a piece of this here. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces just on her front here. And then in her face, again, there's quite a few pieces. Oh, this one I have this here and here and here. It's all matching pieces. But like in my mermaid, where'd she go? Mermaid, I got a little bit more of her hair done, but I put her off to the side for now to start another one. But you can see all that stitching on those pieces, and all that stitching, the different pieces. And I like the looks of that. I just really like that. And of course her tail is just all one piece, but and then a lot of it gets covered up. This here, top piece here, I had cut the back out of this one first. So I had that whole piece on the back as one. And then I cut her tail, and then I had scraps. And I put the scraps together to make it big enough so I could do the front. And so, and that I can do, you know, after if I cut something right out of the middle of this, then I have all them edges that I can stitch together to make a larger piece. And so, let's see, I've been on 17 minutes. I don't want to keep you, I don't want to keep you from dinner. Hi, Shaggy. That's my Shaggy. You gonna come lay down, darling? I love my little doggies. When they're here, when they're mine, when they're all mine. Okay, do I have any of this in there? Yeah, I got a piece of that in there. Let me see. Sometimes I have to dig a while and find something. Oh, look at this. This is in here. It's not even supposed to be in there. But because it is in there, maybe I should, you know, I could do that. I could just put a strip of, oh, wait a minute. I had this ready to sew. I got to sew that piece on. There we go. Okay, so now that piece is stitched on there. And see how it's just all, I really like this part right here, where it's a whole lot of different shapes and pieces. And I really, really, really like that. All these different fabrics. Scraps. Boy, do I like scraps. Any kind of scraps that you can come up with is ready to use. Oh, what's this long old piece I got here? A long old piece. A long old piece. There it is. Okay, oh, don't fall down, bag. Okay, see right there. Behave yourself. Okay, so I'm going to cut off a piece of this. And I'm going to tear that, salvage it, but I'm going to put that back in the bag. See, I don't throw away none of my pieces because they're too valuable. And I love things of value. Things, scraps. There, see now how that will, and that's going to cover up right to the edge here. And I'll stitch, 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 stitch. But I think you get the idea of what I'm doing here to make the fabric that makes my dolls. And so I know you all probably need to go get dinner or a snack or a nap, you know, the important things. And Papa and I had, the kids are gone, so Papa and I, when we were feeding ourselves, when we were cooking for our own selves, it's like we ate so different than what we're eating now. And we got to where now it's been almost a year that the families have been here and they've been doing the cooking and we eat whatever they cook. And we're starting to miss the stuff that I cooked. And so today, well, when I did my grocery order, I make 2 grocery orders per month. And so we did one today. And I ordered me some yellow squash, crooked. Love that squash. And so I ordered 2 of those. And so for our lunch, we had, well, it was our dinner, I guess, because it was pretty late. We already ate now. And, but I slice up that squash and I put it in with just a little water in the pan and some onion. And then I let that cook till it's cooked. And then we had a little bit left over from a pork roast. So I just cut up a little bit of that, little pieces, and put that in there. And then after that squash is actually cooked, then I scramble up some eggs and put the eggs over there and just mix the eggs right on in it. And that's what we had for dinner. Now, see, we used to eat that a lot, but I don't think these kids here now would eat that stuff because people eat differently now. And like a lot of times we would have, I also bought yellow rice. I like the yellow rice, and it's like a Vigo yellow rice. And I like to cook that along with, and then cook that and then mix in some, oh, what is that big fat sausage? Um, I can't remember, but it comes in a ring, um, kielbasa, and cut that up and then fry that up and then mix it in with the yellow rice. Oh, that is some good stuff. So I bought that too, and so there's just sometimes that me and Papa's gonna just fix what we like, and if they want to eat some, they can. If they don't, well, that's too doggone bad then. And so yeah, it's all good in the hood there, and so but that's what we had, and and yeah, I don't know. Today I'm in a kind of a not a bad mood. I'm just in a kind of a droopy. Do you ever just get like that? You just feel a little bit droopy. I just feel kind of droopy. But that's when I get here in my office. This is my office here. This space here that I have from, I can reach both arms this way and both this way. That's how much space I have. And I got this little turning chair that I'm sitting on, and so I can reach everything around me. And that's just what I do. And I get into my little spot right here, and I'm so safe and secure in my little spot. And so, and I can do just whatever I want, just if I want to do something or if I want to do nothing. And oh, Vanna, I got your envelope today. Thank you, Vanna. Thank you, Vanna. And so, haven't heard from Tulip yet. I gotta ask. I'm just wondering if Tulip is Janet. I need to, because she's the only one I can think of from Canada right now. And so I might need to check with Janet and see if she's also Tulip, because I got to get this prize mailed off. And I've been digging up some more. As I'm going through things, I'm finding more things that are going to be prizes. I think when I get done with my dog collection. I love how her hair is coming, but I'm going to get more braids in there. But she has to rest a minute. She wanted to rest a little minute, so she said, do something else while we wait, and we'll work on our hair after a bit. And I said, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a real good idea, Goldie, so you just rest yourself right there. And so, and meanwhile, I'm getting the skin ready for the next little dolly, which my next dolly's name is going to be, my paper here. Let's see. Hilda. Oh, Hilda's going to be my next dolly for H. Then I got Inez, Juliet, Catherine, Lexi, Martha, and on down. And I have got names. So, so Hilda's going to be my next girl. So Hilda, I have an aunt Hilda. I'm some of my names are from family that I've had years ago, like Brita. Actually, it's Brita. Brita. That was my great grandmother. I was named after my great grandmother and my grandmother. My grandmother and her mother. My grandmother was Jenny Marie, and Brita was Brita Elizabeth. And so that's where I got my name, Elizabeth from my great grandma's middle name, and Marie from my grandmother's middle name. So when I learned that, because I didn't even know that till in the last 10 years or so, and I was excited to learn that. And now I absolutely love my name because I carry my great grandmother and my grandmother's name. So I've been putting things together, and I gotta see this here is a picture of my grandmother and my grandfather. That's my grandfather, John was his name, and Jenny Marie, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And so I gotta put that away in my little package. Just a minute. Let me get my package here. Oh, I have this bag was made for me by Tracy. She did all this slow stitching on this bag, and she sent that to me. And what I use that for, it's all family stuff in there. I have my grandmother's, Grandma Jenny. This is her Bible, and it's all Finnish, written in Finnish. And so, and then I have, let's see, is this my Brita, my great grandmother? Yep, there she is. And that is her mother, and that is Brita Elizabeth. That's my great grandmother and great grandfather. And that picture was taken in 1938. 1938. Oh, that's my beautiful great grandparents. And so, but I've got a lot of beautiful pictures in here of family. Then, oh, somebody had sent me this. I hope I have the name of who sent me this. I don't remember. But in this one, because it just looks so vintage, I've got a lot of family pictures and a lot of family memories in this one that I have. And then this, my uncle did this. It's the Kinnunen family tree, which is my grandmother. Brita Kinnunen, that's Kinnunen, and then my grandma Jenny was Jenny Kinnunen, and then she married into the Sodas. But this is all, oh, and he even put that picture in here. And our roots in Finland is on that family tree. I just love this. This is so beautiful. And then it's got the family tree of each one of the Kinnunen families. So, and my uncle did all this work to put this together. And of course now, after he did this, there's more, but there's more added. And so, but when did he do this one? He did this one in 92. And now my uncle is 84. I don't think he'll do another one. But then I had, oh gosh, and this was the house I grew up in. This is not the farmhouse. This was the before we moved to the farm, we lived in what we called the little house. And I still go on Google Earth and I can walk up our street and I can see this house. Although this house now, like that tree there is still there, but it's huge. It almost covers the whole house. And now the house is green. They've changed the color. And and so and like this window here was at the stairway that went upstairs. This window here was the kitchen, and then there was a front porch there. A lot of the houses were made with a entryway porch, so that because it's so cold outside in the winter. This is in northern Minnesota, and so you go in that front door, and you shut that door before you open the door that goes to the house, so you're not letting all that cold air in. And so that was my house. And then after, see, my grandmother was already living in here because then my grandma and grandpa, they um, were running the farm that was just up the road. And they were running the farm, but then they aged out of farming. And so we moved from this house to the farm, our family. And then my grandparents moved from the farm to the little house. And then that's where they lived out. And then we took the farm. And so that was our house. And this here was this before or after? Oh, then this one is just the Soda family tree. Because then my grandma and Grandpa John, my grandmother and grandfather, their name was Soda. And so then where this big one is the Kinnunen, which is a generation up. This one is the Soda family. And so, and again, our roots in Finland, and then all of that is there. It's just, I love this bag. And what was this? Well, I can't read this here because it's written in Finnish. And so, you're going to the road, honey? You're going to be a road runner? Street walker? He's going street walking. Okay. So anyhow, I got other pictures and things in here. Okay, love. But this is very special. This bag is very special. And with all of these memories, and then Tracy made me that bag. Tracy Turner, you all might know her. She made that bag. I gotta put this picture down in here too, because this one I had somewhere else. I said, nope, I gotta put that in my bag. And so now I have, it's all tucked in this bag. So this is very special, very special. And I love this bag. And I love the memories that are in here. And I got another little little journal. It's on this table somewhere. I gotta find it and put it back in this bag. I'm getting things organized. It's taken me a while, but I'm getting things organized. And okay, now, and so, and I feel good every time. Like just now, I put that picture of my grandmother and grandfather in that bag. That is something that I got done, and I'm always happy to be able to get something done, even if it's little, like that. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to show you, is how I'm doing this, how I'm doing this patchwork piece to make my next doll. And I love doing it this way. And then when I cut it apart too, because the pieces are small and the stitching isn't far away, it cuts nicely and it stays together. And so I'm happy. It makes me happy. It makes me very happy. And when I'm having a day like today, that's just a little downer. And I have no reason. There's just some days that I just feel kind of, I don't know, empty. I don't even know how to describe the feeling. but it is what it is. But then I get busy with sewing, stitching, beading, because I've been doing my beads here. I got that. My beads are out here. I've been doing a little bit of beading, a little bit of stitching, hand stitching, a little bit of sewing machine stitching. I changed. I've got different little quilt pieces that I've put together. And so this one, now I had another one up here for a while. But when I'm not doing macrame, I can hang one of my, and these are just small quilts I make. And they're all scrap quilts. They're just scraps. There's nothing fancy. Actually, I got my biggest one on the floor underneath my table because that's where my dogs sleep, on my quilt. They like it. And so, but these are all different. I mean, when I put a quilt top together, there's a little piece of lacy and a button on it. And then there's some little frilly stuff. And there's a crocheted flower. This is a pocket to a pair of jeans that I got on that square. Each one of these is a different square. See? So I make these different squares and then I just put them all together on this one. But every square is raggedy, scrappity. There's nothing. This one here is, oh no, I forget what you call that stuff. It's slashing. You do slashing on there. I got some buttons here and there, words, and look at this. Just such a little piece of fabric. That was a scrap. That little right there, little. It's just there. This one needs to be washed. And this one here, this piece, all it has on it's got lace on it. Just lace. And so they're all different when you look around. This is a cross-stitched little chicken. There's some buttons. Oh, and this one, all the backs, I put them together with a flannel. It's all that is flannel pieces on the backs. And then I just put it all together and hang it. I can hang it here. Well, then when I get tired looking at that side, I can flip this around. And yeah, I got some of my macrame still on there. And flip it over, and I can look at this side. And I can see all the pieces, all the different things. There's pieces on here that are from like old vintage linens. Here I can see that I hand stitched that piece on, hand stitched here. So this one, this particular square has a lot of hand stitching on it. This one here looks like it's a corner of a linen napkin. This piece here is just a lot of just squares. But I can see almost everything on here is raw edged. And then putting it together, it's just raw edged. And what I need to do is I need to snip it. I have these scissors are made, well, I don't know where they are, but they're little scissors that are made just for snipping these pieces. And then when I run it in the washer, all those pieces will get real rough. I mean, real frigidy. What is that word? Real something. You gotta get real something. And so, but yeah, see, there's some flannel fabric there, cotton fabric, nothing matches. And so, you know, I love, and I almost envy the quilters that do such beautiful quilt project. I don't envy, not really, but I just, they are amazing. But the thing with a quilt, if you do it, if all the squares match exactly, then you look at it once and you're all done looking at it. That's like at my Christmas tree at Christmas time. I got so many different things on my Christmas tree. You can look at it every day, 20 hours a day, and you still don't see everything. Now, some people like to just do all their Christmas tree. Like one year my daughter did hers, she had like a white tree, and she put, everything was blue. She had blue balls, blue tinsels, blue lights. You look at it once and you've seen the whole thing. It was pretty. It was very pretty. But I just, that, you know, I need things that are a little bit mixed up. Maybe that's because I'm a little mixed up. I don't know. But anyhow, This is something that I love to do, and I still have so many 10-inch squares stacked up that I've did because I've done so many 10-inch squares in my day. I'll do just all different ones, and I was just digging through a tote over here I got in my room that is full of pieces that I've started, and it's just fun. It's just fun. That's all I get. Like on here, I got even some eyelash trim just stitched right there. It's just some rickrack, just a little bit of everything. Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone now. See, I feel better. I feel better now that I got on here and started talking a little bit. I feel more like I'm complete. Okay, I'm gonna Helen Steiner Rice you again. Three treasures. Wait a minute, I gotta get my glasses. They're hanging on the end right here of my doohickey. There they are. Okay, there they are. Okay. I think my eyes is getting weaker because I used to be okay without my glasses, but now it seems like I have to have them. Oh, yeah, that clears things right up. Three treasures. There are three treasures more priceless than gold. For if you possess them, you've riches untold. For with faith to believe what your eyes cannot see, and hope to look forward to joy yet it be, and love to transform the most commonplace into beauty and kindness and goodness and grace. There's nothing too much to accomplish or do, for with faith, hope, and love to carry you through, your life will be happy and full and complete, for with faith, hope, and love, the bitter turns to sweet. Isn't that right? And so I wasn't bitter before I started, but I was feeling that empty, and it's turned to I don't feel empty. Okay, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, you're amazing. And I'm going to work on my little piece here for a little bit longer. I might not finish it completely. Who knows? I don't know. And so, because maybe I'll pick up Goldie here and work on her hair a little bit more. I don't know. But it takes a while when you're putting hair extensions in. Or braids. God bless and keep you. I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make. Keep you safe, secure, keep you healthy, happy, and humble, and bring you back to the next video with no broken legs. Okay? God bless and keep you. I love you. Amen.